Hello, and welcome to Art with Miss Michelle. Today we're going to do some observation drawing. So for this project, you'll need your pine cone, and if you don't have a pine cone, you can just find something with kind of an interesting shape. So not just something that's perfectly round, but something with a little bit of a challenging edge to it, I guess you could say. And then just something to draw with, pencil, marker, whatever your favorite thing to use is, or you can have a variety. And then either your sketchbook or some paper. And we're gonna practice drawing this pine cone in different ways. So I have actually an example here from 2002, senior year of high school. So this one over here, I guess this isn't a true contour drawing, but we're gonna try just doing the outline. So I don't remember exactly what I was doing 18 years ago with this, but you could, just do the very outline. This one has some of the inside lines, but for the first one, we're just going to try to go around the edge and not include any of these inside lines, so it's just going to have the shape of the pine cone here. This one looks like it has, maybe it's just the outline of each individual spike of the pine cone. And then this one has a little bit more detail. It's still just a kind of an outline drawing, but it has some of the edges and some of the lines on like the tips of the spikes here. And then if you have any other drawings you want to try, you can. And then this is more of a finished drawing. So this is actually the top view looking at the pine cone. So I turned it like this and tried to draw kind of the different layers. So it's a little bit like a different view than you would normally probably look at a pine cone. The bottom actually looks pretty cool too. So we're gonna do a couple quicker drawings to try to get the shape, and then we can spend some more time on it doing a more finished drawing. Okay, so I am going to start by just doing an outline or contour drawing of my pine cone. So this is, it sounds kind of easy, but it's actually going to be a little bit challenging not drawing any extra lines in here. And I can draw the edges, and one thing that's going to help me too is looking at the negative space, which is the space in between the spikes, to see what kind of shapes are in between those. And you can either, if you want to take up your whole paper and use a couple different pieces, you can, or if you want to make it smaller and do a few different drawings on the same paper, that's fine too. So I'm just going to start from the top and try to just observe the shapes that I see and just do a drawing of the outline of this. So I might have to draw two spikes together if they're overlapping and I can't see in between them. And if this looks a little bit strange, that's okay. The pine cone is kind of a bumpy, weird shaped thing, but it also has a lot of shapes that are kind of fun to draw. So just do your best at observing and see what kind of shapes you come up with. And this is just a fun exercise, so don't feel pressured to have like a finished pine cone looking drawing. This is just kind of a warm-up exercise. So another way you could think about this too is if you were to see just the shadow of the pine cone on the sidewalk, you would just see this kind of outline without any of the details. Okay, so there's my outline. It looks kind of pine cone like. You may or may not be able to guess what this is if you weren't looking at the pine cone. So now I'm going to move on to my middle detailed drawing, I guess. So I'm just going to try to draw the outline of each piece. Maybe I'll turn it to get a slightly different view, mix it up a little bit. Alright, so I just kind of looked for some repeating shapes, and this is actually quite a challenge. So just do the best you can with your observation, and if you get lost, you can just kind of make some up. There's a lot of shapes in there, so once you kind of figure out how the shapes look, if you need to add an extra one somewhere to make it look like a complete pine cone, then you can just kind of use your artistic license to make it look balanced if you need to. So there's my second drawing. And then you can move on if you want to try the top view or the bottom view. I kind of like the top because you can see the lines on each spike, but the bottom has a cool pattern. It kind of looks like a flower. You can try it as many different ways as you want. What I noticed was each spike has this kind of rounded on top, and then, like, I guess kind of a rounded triangle if I see the repeating shape on each end. So that just helped me with my drawing there. So I'm just using a marker because it's a little bit easier to see on the video, but if you use a pencil, then you can shade it too, which is kind of fun, and get different values. So if you push darker, you can, or if you push harder, you can get a darker shade, and if you push a little bit lighter, you can get a lighter shade. So you can just have fun with this, draw as many different views as you want. I like doing the more detailed versions because then you can try to get it to look more realistic. And then this is just kind of a fun way to improve your drawing skills, and a huge part of drawing is actually knowing how to look at something. So when you challenge yourself like this and try to draw something really hard, it's going to train your eye to notice really small details, and the more small details you add to your drawings, the more realistic they will start to look. So even if this is not one of your favorite activities, it's going to help you in the long run, and I really like it, but I know it might not be everyone's favorite, but I hope you like this project. Thanks for watching my video, and happy pinecone drawing.